So if everybody could on 3, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And breathe out. This last deep breath, as we breathe in, we're going to breathe in again on top of that breath. And then when we exhale, I want you all to be conscious about making a sound as you exhale, as you let that breath up out of you. On 3, breathe in. And breathe in again. And let that go. All right, give yourselves a round of applause. The other thing that we make sure that we do is that we honor those that came before us, our ancestors. Those that would have brought us into this space if they were here still. Those that would be proud that we're in this space. So we always do our own version of a libation here, and we make sure that we honor those that came before us. Brother Quaylen, you want to lead us?
Absolutely, absolutely. So here's how we do libations in the Black Man Lab, all right? Everybody, we're going to make a fist with our right hand, put it in the air real strong. There we go, there we go. Right hand, right hand, right hand, bet, bet, bet. And the first thing that we do is going to honor those ancestors that's in our own bloodline, all right? So your great-granddad, your great-great-grandmother, all right? And the ancestor, for those who don't know, is those who have passed, all right? And we affirm them by saying Ashe, all right? So on the count of 3, let me hear some of those ancestors in your family, all right? 1, 2, 3. Hodrick Davis Sr. Ashe. Now, all right, we're going to bring in some of those international ancestors, all right? People that did work for all of us, all right? We're talking about your Marcus Garveys, all right? And what we want to do, I want to hear you hear some of those international ancestors that you all relate to, all right? 1, 2, 3. Hodrick Davis. Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. And now, all right, we're going to hold it up, keep it tight, keep it tight. All right, we're going to do this one for those that's coming after us, all right? So your great-great-grandchildren, all right? When you long gone, they're going to wonder, yo, I wonder what my family members were doing in 2024. And what we want to do is make sure that we're leaving an impact so that they're calling our names, all right? So repeat after me. Say Ashe. 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 Ashe-o.
Yeah, it's important that we make sure that we're honoring those that came before us, because hopefully one day folks will be doing the same for us. The other thing that we do in this space is that we make sure that we give space for healing, because we call this a what space? A safe space, a sacred space, and a what? And a healing space. So what we say here in the lab, if there's anybody that's had a challenging day, week, month, year, hell, life, we say, come to the front if you could use some extra Black Man Lab love, and we'll come up. All of us will come up, show you love, and show one another love. So if there's anybody in here that could just use that with no questions asked, ain't nobody gonna say, hey, what's going on with your brother? We just gonna come show you love and say, hey, brother, I love you, I see you, and do that with one another. If there's anybody that could use that, come on up to the front.
You're dancing, we rise up.
You think about that feeling right there, right, where we just, it wasn't heavy, right? It was just showing each other love. You know, there's brothers, keep this in mind, man. There's brothers outside of these walls, out there on the street that don't ever see that, right? And it's incumbent upon us to take that feeling, what you just felt here, outside of these walls. If there's ever a brother that you see when you're walking down the street, show them love, first of all. And then second of all, tell them that there's spaces like this, right? We say that this is one of the safest spaces in the world for Black men when you're in the Black Man Lab, because there's no pretense. We don't care what your walk of life is. We don't care about none of that. All we care about is that you're a black man in this space, and we got some commonality that we share, right? There's some traumas that we share that nobody else sees as Black men. So that puts us in a fraternity that nobody else is in, right? So we have to be able to see each other, say, hey, brother, I see you, I love you, and I'm here for you, so that we can change the paradigm of what the future looks like for our communities. Everybody all right? I ain't trying to get too heavy with it, but we just need to put that out there. Who are our first timers here?
Thank you. Found out through Mally and Marty.
Chef. Right now, I just prep.
So I'm a real estate investor.
The ATL for 23 years. I was born and raised in the hub city of Los Angeles.
I've been a union electrician for 20 years. I opened my own shop up, and
So my therapist told me about it, and I'm here to meet all.
Familiar faces, some brothers that I did some work with in the past. Talk back. I currently serve as a speaker. I teach.
But this here, right here, what we talking about is just bring a brother. We ain't asking you to pay nothing. We ain't asking nothing. Just bring brothers into space, because the more that we bring in, guess what? The more that we can build, right? And ultimately, that's what this is about. It's about building and not just saving our communities, but saving the world. Because some of these other folks out here, y'all know who they are. They are not planning on this world being here that long, because all they care about is what's happening in the moment and conquering. And that's not what we're about. We're about building, right? Everybody good? Okay. So, brothers, if you could do a quick introduction of yourself and what you do in the space of art, and then we'll dive a little deeper. Just about 90 quick seconds.
Yo, what's going on, Black Man Lab? My name D. Anthony Hopkins. You can just call me D or D. Anthony. I'm an artist. I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Born on the east side of town in the old Fourth Ward area. I was raised on the west side in the AUC area, University Homes to be as. Like I said, I've been doing art ever since I was a knee-high to a grasshopper or a jet or whatever. I'm going to continue to do it. It's my passion, it's my purpose, and that's about it.
My name is Tom Dorsey. I'm working on 87 years of age now. But what I've been doing since '07 with a small group of retired guys, we mentor in Atlanta's public schools. And presently, we're over in the 9th grade of Douglas High School. We moved here in '77, and Douglas was among the highest performing schools in the city. Right now, it has the highest dropout rate. Art. I've been involved in it. We'll get into it later on in detail. See, I got a concussion when I was in 6th grade, and that kind of messed up my memory, and that caused me to get involved in art. And that's basically it.
Greetings, I'm Brother CA the artist. I'm a visual painter, artist. I've been into art for, most of my life. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, and I enjoy, it's my passion to create art, produce it. It's therapy for me. I teach art as well, and I'm open to questions. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Hello, Lab. My name is Justin. I have a mobile. Has anyone ever heard of a paint and sip company? A paint and sip. Typically, it's usually for women. They go to a class and you want to paint a wine glass or a butterfly, and everybody does it together, and it's a team building type thing. Well, my lady and I, we have a mobile paint and sip company, but we don't use paint brushes. We teach abstract artwork in the genre of pouring paint, which we got into when everything shut down during COVID. So when everything was shut down, me and my lady, we was having a good time. And we were teaching the genre of pouring paint. So in our class, which we've done team buildings for like Lockheed Martin, some hotels, because it's also a way to get people to come back together and have a good time, and also create something that anyone can do. Just follow the instructions, and anyone can have their own unique piece of artwork. So we do that, and we also do networking games to get people to interact with each other. So when we do a show, we say people come as strangers, but they leave as family, and everybody has uncut, unadulterated fun. So that's what we're about. And we also sell art similar to CA. He's got a nice spread back here, and we do art shows as well. So we like abstract artwork. So that's my spiel.
So, brothers, just a baseline question. What started your journey in the world of art, particularly as black art?
Well, with me, I started, really I was in a job that I didn't like. And I was studying in college to be a civil engineer. I worked with this engineering firm that had blueprints. My job was to make blueprints for the company. The machine broke a lot, and one day I was just making use of my time by drawing something on some of the blueprint paper. My boss came by, saw it, like, wow, you know, great work. You should, you know, really pursue that. I was like, yeah, it's just something I'm doing. Long story short, I remembered what he said maybe a few years after that situation, and I really started to dive in and creating artwork that I thought that really people would enjoy. So that's how I began.
My story was a little similar to CA, but I've been doing it ever since I was a kid, and everybody just kept saying, kept going, so keep going. So I just kept it going. So keep it pushing, and then I like critique, and I just like a challenge, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. I've been doing it since I was a kid, so I'm like, why stop now? I'm grown now, so. And the more you do it, the better you get, and then it's therapy as well, so that's why I just keep going. And it inspire, it motivate. I mean, it build genius, it build character, it bring different things out of people, so that's why I do it, and the love of it, that's all.
In elementary school, I was a little sickly guy. To stay out of trouble, I would draw all the time. The only books we had in my house were comic books, Superman, Batman, all that good stuff. And I started, can you hear me? Sorry about that. And so I became the school artist. Anytime, any Christmas, you name it, I was the guy that with the chalk on the board, and I would, you know, this was all easy stuff. High school, same thing. And then when I dropped out of high school, by the way, I'm a Chicagoan too, West Side, Crane Tech, and a graduate from the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. Where was I? That memory thing again kicked in. Dropped out of high school. Why did I? See, I get goofed up. Anytime you have a question, I invite your questions on anything that I didn't say that you thought I should have said or whatever, because I can overtalk easily. But mentoring is my only concern right now, period. So anything I could help you youth with in terms of, I have a platinum record, ABC recording studio, and I was a guy who couldn't sing or play. But I figured it out, I understood how it worked, and I applied it, and that's what I use in my mentoring program for ninth graders. Everything I touched turned to gold because I would look into it. I want to understand it a little bit better, whatever it is. And I made it look easy. It wasn't easy, but when you understand anything, it appears easy to other folk.
I got into art, you know, kind of like everyone when I was younger, kind of doodle around. I always liked symmetry. I remember when I was in high school, I painted my wall and didn't realize then it was an accent wall. You know, I wanted big lines and symmetry. So I like the genre of abstract artwork. So I can't do faces, and I'm not going to draw elephant tusks, but I just like abstract artwork where you look at it, you go, I think I know what it is, you know, just something that makes you kind of head turn and kind of get lost into it. But honestly, I just got more into it during COVID when everything shut down, and just really turned up the volume and turned up the creativity, because that's not what I do during my 9 to 5s. I work for the military, so a chance to be creative. It's an outlet. It's therapy. It's therapeutic. It's fun, and it's almost primal. You know, they've been doing that since they was painting on the cave walls back in the day. So it's the pyramid walls. That's right. That's right. Hotep.
All right. So I appreciate y'all. So I know there's this saying that we've probably all heard. It's like, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my stuff, right? So how, as an artist, do you find that balance between getting constructive criticism and feedback and protecting your feelings and your heart from the thing that you've created?
Well, see, with art is really not no protection. I mean, if they give me the creativity, well, if they give me the criticism, I'm gonna take that criticism and I'm gonna turn it into a masterpiece. So it's no lose, it's a win-win. Cause even if I'm mad, sad, even if I'm sad at the moment, when I'm sad, I use art to build me up. So you really put me in my element, and you don't want to do that.
So with me, I'm open to it. You know, art is like food. Everybody doesn't like the same food, so I'm not expecting everyone to like the same art. You know, I'm drawing to painting to create an emotion within that person that it attaches to. So, you know, I'm open to criticism. I take it just like anything else. It's something that can make me better. So, you know, I use it as that.
Can you talk a little bit about your style? What's your style?
So my style, you can see some of my work that's in the background here. I like to, first of all, my subject or my style is a realism format. I have a style to paint on wood, and I like to etch in the wood as well, so you can get a 3D feel to it. I like to create that emotion, like I said, within the piece, so all my pieces would have that element of an emotion in it as you would look upon it. It's something that I develop over time. I can't say that I followed any, let's just say, master teacher or anything of that nature. I just kind of went into the lab and developed my own thing. So, and I just stuck with it. Yeah.
My style is a little bit of everything. I just like experiment. And I mean, art, that's the cool thing about it. It's good that you can experiment. So I could do some realism, I could do some animation, I could do some scrap, I could do a little this, a little that, and I could blend as well, so.
Brother Dorsey, you did photography for a long time, but then you also paint. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, I'm a practical artist, and most people don't like those two words to go together. It's got to be real. It's got to make sense to me. It's got to do some good. That's personal. I don't put anything on anybody else. Tell you what, why don't I show you a few pieces, and that might make the difference. Is that okay?
Sure.
Your entertainment album, cassette, and CD, Baduism.
Nice.
I know, of course, yours, you just showed us, but whose painting is whose work is whose, and you know, what was able to continue, what was able to get y'all to continue with your creativity? So if y'all could say which one that you did, and just let me know what kept you going.
Most of them are mine. Nipsey, Atlanta, Cityscape, Ant-Man, the Moneyfold, Basquiat, Roadrunner in the back corner, all me. Your next question, what kept me going?
Yeah, what kept you going?
The passion of it, really. You got to start with that. I mean, I think that anything that you have passion with, you know, it's gonna come out if you really put the effort into it. So with and without the money, you know, I just keep doing it, and it just keeps coming out. I feel like every painting that I do, I want to make the next one better. So that's my motivation in it. Yeah.
Yeah, to follow what he said as far as being passionate about it, you know, they say it's kind of cliche, but, you know, find something that you would do if you didn't really receive any funds from it. Like, we probably all just paint just to paint out of the passion for painting, whether you're going to sell a piece or not. But I tell you, it feels damn good when you sell a piece for several thousands of dollars. That's also a euphoric feeling when you cash a check with somebody is going to appreciate your artwork and put it in their home.
One more thing. And all the art is for sale, by the way. I just wanted to make that clear.
How were you able to get through those lean times, and how did the internet and AI change the game of art?
Well, AI did a little bit. I mean, like I say, just keep pushing. Cause if you keep pushing, I mean, your art gonna stand out regardless. Like my last sale, Nicki Minaj concert. My art, I did a couple pieces of her, but I did one piece where it stood out so well that I asked the lady, I don't know, she was a big fan, but I asked the lady a certain price, and she more than paid me double for what I was asking for. So it just all what you put into it, how I say, how much passion, time, and then just don't never quit. Like me, I tend, if I start on something, I'm gonna finish. Even if it take me 3 months, I'm gonna finish. I may gotta do this in between time and all that, but I believe now at this point in my life, if I start something, just finish.
So I was supposed to do an art show yesterday down in Peachtree City at an area called Trilith, but they canceled it because of the rain. Now, I had the potential to make a whole lot of money. You know, it's a nice crowd. It's a nice area of Fayetteville. But there is also a whole lot of work that goes into doing one of those trade shows. You know, you got to get a tent. Every time you pick up your artwork, there's a chance that it can get damaged. And a lot of our pieces have, they're more textured. So every time I move them, there's a chance that they can get damaged, then I've got to repair it. But if I sell it, you know, that's an extreme profit. But it's a labor of love, really. I mean, I know that it was gonna be a tired, long day, but I know that I probably definitely would have made a substantial amount of money. But the AI piece, I just came from basically it was a platform for artists dealing with AI. Everything from the film industry to what you can do, what they're getting ready to come out with, and AI is coming. It is coming. There are artists that are selling thousands, you know, making all kind of money on just AI-generated images, because a lot of the consumers, they're not going to care. They just say, oh, well, that's nice. I'll put that in my cart and order it and have it drop shipped to my house. But there's always going to be people that appreciate real artwork, and they want to, and it's a talking piece. You know, a lot of people, they say, you know, when they invite some people over, they want to have cheese and crackers. They say, oh, yeah, I paid $5,000 for that. Yeah, that's nice, you know. My buddy CA did that for me, you know. But it's a passion because people, it's a talking piece. You know, you're attracted to the art. You always get to view it in your home, and people are always going to want to have that. But this aspect of AI, that's a whole nother thing that is definitely coming. And I mean, you could take a facial image, and then just from that image, make a woman speak in several different languages and show expression. And that, you know, that software is on its way to be delivered to the public. So you're going to be limited to your imagination of what can be created in AI with dealing with art. I mean, it's limitless.
To piggyback on what he said about AI, bet the natural art or organic art or real art versus AI, the value gonna go up. See, AI, the negative thing about that is, it's the mic still, yeah. The negative thing about AI is the value of art could decrease, but the more organic it is, the more real it is, original it is, it only goes up. That's the plus about art. We put in a lot of time, but with art, it don't depreciate, it's appreciate.
Anybody taking just a wild guess on how much art was sold in the world a year ago? Just a random number, just guess. 62 billion. 62 billion with a B. But tomatoes sold 440 billion. So I'm gonna start flipping tomatoes.
but I'm looking for other people to do some mentoring with me because therapy and art goes together and it relaxes people. I used to draw back in New York City for a long time, and I just stopped doing it, so I understand what the art is. I love drawing myself, but I'm looking for people to come in and help me with the youngsters that I'm working with through art therapy because it makes a big difference in their time, and they like what they're doing, so they're gonna do it better. So I'd like to connect with you guys before I leave out of here, get my number, get your numbers, and maybe we can do some good together. Appreciate you.
So we need to see real art or, art that you can purchase from other artists as a thing that you pass on. Wealth, when wealthy people pass on things, they pass on legacy. And a part of that usually is original artwork. When wealth is collected, art is part of that part that makes their wealth more. If you look at Jay-Z's portfolio, he would always talk about the money he made from rap, but he would tell you more about his art collection. So when we talking in that language, we'll start to highlight what art and original art and dealing with the artist is. That man right over there to my right, Basquiat, for the people who don't know, he's one of the highest grossing sale artists of pretty much all time. Yeah, Warhol. One painting of a Basquiat sold for $110.5 million. One painting. One. So that goes to tell you the value within art. Now, obviously, it wasn't one of us who bought it. That's true. I like to give a shout out to those people that really would that promote, fine artists and artists themselves. The Black Man Lab one, Bob Johnson with the Juneteenth, Rory with his studios, Aaron Spalding with what he does with the cars. They give artists like myself opportunities to showcase and sell my work. So I'm grateful for that, and that's a platform that most of the artists, all of our artists, really need.
Back to what you were saying, my brother. Actually, I kind of already got that in rep. Like I just started my YouTube channel about create art, so I think they're gonna kind of really bring art more to. And I'm gonna do the same thing the rappers do. Like my homie, I don't know if you know him, Supercharged Cam. When he took off from YouTube, he got the chains and all that. Like I already got my pennants made and all that. Like you see, I'm wearing my shirt. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring my artwork out, but tonight I finally did convince my girlfriend to come out. So we making progress, man. I mean, it's just in due time, man. We making progress. What you own, I'm already on. It's already in motion. It's just a matter of time. Like I got probably 100-some subscribers before I get monetized, and I just literally had my channel less than a month. So we on the way, baby.
The city has invested a lot into artists and giving them platforms for artists. So artists, Atlanta is on fire with the genre of art. A lot of people are getting more into art and respecting art. There's so many trade shows. I met a woman at a conference. She's wanting to do art on school bus to be able to go to different schools and have a venue for the students to get on the bus and do arts and crafts. So there's small pockets. I mean, it may not be making the news, 5 o'clock, but there's definitely a lot of money being invested into the arts in the city and surrounding areas, and in the suburbs. So it's I think it's on its way of becoming more cool.
Okay, back to the commercial. I said I'm a practical artist. The formal portrait of Dr. Franklin, past president of Morehouse. The oil painting of him is something that I did that's hanging over in the King Chapel. The last two pastors of Friendship Baptist, when they had their unveiling of their new church, that the stadium replaced, they asked me to, now this is all pay stuff. I ended up doing the last two pastors in their opening. And someone from there about a week ago, see, I haven't touched a brush in 5 years. Because the whole reason that I got into that, I thought, was to have fun, but that was the man upstairs preparing me to do that painting of Dr. Franklin. And so, like I said, my full-time involvement is mentoring. So any questions, you know, I can get off point, but you want to be commercially ingrained. And these guys are touching on it. There's no one way to do anything successfully. You want to be as practical as you can be, even though you're being creative. You want to be nosy. How do professionals, it's good to say somebody made some money doing something, but how did that occur? Research it. You'd be surprised sometimes at the stuff that you'll find out. Say, man, you got to be kidding me. And then you try it. Depending on who you are and your understanding of it, you can do better than that person. Whatever you put your time into is what you're going to become better at, whatever it is. And this is something that's not mentioned so far. That's the core of my mentoring program, and I would put this on everybody. Underneath all of what you do, make sure it's based on ethics, morals. You don't want to cheat somebody. You don't want to lie to somebody to make $1 or to become popular or famous. Okay? I want to just stick that in there, because we can't use the word I've used in here, which is God, in public schools. We have our equivalent in our program, but you can't use that. But you take that element out of what you're doing, and man, you're going to, excuse my expression, you're going to catch hell. But you can make it a lot easier if you put that in there. Let me do what I'm doing for the betterment of my neighbors. However, and the man upstairs will take care of the rest of it if you just do that part.
Young folks, look behind you. Young folks sitting down in front, look behind you.
Hey, turn around, young man.
Turn
Look
around.
at us right quick. Turn around, look at us right quick. Yes, turn around.
You got some of your elders here that are here to support you, and then behind them you have what we call your warriors, a bunch of men that are here to support you all. So it's important that you all realize that what we're doing here is really about you all. It's not about us, it's about you all, because you all are the future. And if you can't lock in these little moments that we have, it's going to put you in some places that you don't want to be. Y'all understand what I'm talking about when I say places that you don't want to be? Right? Okay. Well, that could be jail, or that could be worse. So it's important for you all to listen and be engaged in this little time that we had together, okay? Because ultimately we're here for you. All right? Y'all good? All right, turn back around and stay linked. Link back up.
Link up, guys. Link up real quick. Look alive.
All right. And everybody repeat after me. I'm a link in this chain.
I'm a link in this chain.
And it won't break here.
And it won't break here.
I'm a link in this chain.
I'm a link in this chain.
And it won't break here.
And it won't break here.
We are links in this chain.
We are links in this chain.
And we won't break here.
And we